7 months later, September 28, 1787. The proposed Constitution just signed in Philadelphia must now be ratified by the 13 states. In New York State, the fight has already begun.
Good evening. For almost 5 months, there's been a total press blackout at the Philadelphia Convention. And under this pledge of secrecy, the best political minds of the country have been deliberating. Convened originally to iron out certain problems with the Articles of Confederation, the convention quickly became nothing short of a full-scale debate on a new form of national government. And here's the result of their labors, a rather brief document beginning, "We the people of the United States." In its 7 articles, it does nothing less than completely redefine the government and power structure of this country. To become law, this new Constitution must be accepted by at least 9 of the 13 states. But across the country, a campaign against ratification has already begun. To comment, we have 3 delegates who represented New York State at the Philadelphia Convention. Joining us in our Albany studio, the mayor of that city, John Lansing, Jr., and Judge Robert Yates. And here in our New York studio, Alexander Hamilton, a lawyer. Judge Yates, I understand that even though you and Mayor Lansing participated in the debates, you strongly object to the document that finally came out. Why is that?
First of all, let me point out that we didn't sign it. We didn't even stay to the end of the convention. The government of New York never authorized us to be part of a plan to deprive the state of its rights and its sovereignty. When it became clear by July that the convention had been taken over by a federalist clique, supported, by the way, by Mr. Hamilton, a clique determined to tear up the Articles of Confederation and set up a central government with unlimited powers, we packed our bags and went home. Mr. Hamilton's signature on this document is exactly that. His signature. It does not represent the majority opinion of the delegates from New York, nor, I dare say, does it represent the opinion of the people of New York.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Yates, that you didn't stick around. The Constitution that we came up with in Philadelphia is an answer to the profound crisis that this country has been going through for the last 10 years.
You have to agree, Mr. Yates, don't you, that our country is in serious trouble? The economy, national defense?
Absolutely. In fact, I consider it a topographical piece of luck that we have the Atlantic between us and our enemies, because that is the only thing protecting us from invasion. We are in the midst of a terrible depression. Lenders in this country have completely lost faith in this system.
It's hardly surprising with you and your friends tearing down the country.
We all sat listening to these tales of gloom and doom that you and your cronies were spreading at the convention. What country are you talking about? It's not the Confederation of States that I know. It's not the Confederation that got us through a long war with the most powerful country on earth. We won that one, Mr. Hamilton.
Exactly. It's in Mr. Hamilton's interest to create a crisis so that he and his friends can grab power. Mr. MacNeil, this Constitution is nothing more than a plot to take away our civil liberties. We shouldn't just vote against this elite who are so quick to take away power from the people. We should send them back up to Canada with the rest of their Brit friends.
If you're attacking my loyalty, let me remind you both that I, too, fought side by side with loyal patriots from all the 13 states.
Mr. Lansing, gentlemen, I don't think we're going to send anyone into exile in Canada this evening. Let me put this question to all of you, starting with Mr. Hamilton. Is the concept of a central government running a country as large as ours really a workable idea?
Yes, Robin, it is. We have a wonderful system of transportation with our wide rivers. We already trade with each other. We speak the same language. We are one people. We already, as a nation, have made war.
What's your point, Hamilton?
The point is that we are already a country, not 13 separate little republics. The question before us is very simply, do we want to become a strong nation or remain a weak one?
But, Mr. Hamilton, your critics point to the size of this nation, 1,000 miles long, 800 miles from the ocean to the Mississippi, 4 million people. How can one central government really run such a huge country?
Robin, the question...
no problem for Mr. Hamilton. He grew up in the Caribbean. Maybe to him all Americans are exactly alike. Well, we have different religions, we have different economic interests. We are not the same. That's why we have 13 governments.
Look around the world, Hamilton. Read your history books. Give me an example of one large country where the common man is not oppressed. True liberty, government by the people, for the people, is only possible in small republics.
And what happens when these small republics start fighting with each other? We already have border disputes between Maryland, North Carolina, and Virginia, New Hampshire, and New York. Now, you tell me to look at my history books. Well, I take a look at Europe, and I see a patchwork of small states whose borders are constantly changing and have experienced 2,000 years of war. What you both don't seem to understand, or don't want to, is that this country, our great nation, is in very real danger of falling apart.
Mr. Hamilton is very clever at twisting words. Nobody is against a stronger confederation in matters of defense and trade. What we are against is this Constitution, which gives all sorts of massive powers to this central government. New Yorkers will be made to live under laws made up not by their neighbors, but by people from Georgia. How many New Yorkers have even spoken to someone from New Jersey, never mind Georgia?
Mr. Hamilton, you are asking us to trust politicians with our dearest freedoms, the liberty that our countrymen have died for. Now, we know enough not to surrender with a little ink what it's taken gallons of blood to defend. Fix the Confederation, fine, but forget this evil document. Let's stay small, let's stay local, and let's stay free.
And let us, the viewers, stay tuned. I want to thank you, Alexander Hamilton, and in Albany, John Lansing and Robert Yates. In the next 10 months, it will be up to the 13 states to decide, and we will be following their debates from Massachusetts to Georgia. I'm Robert MacNeil. For all of us here at CTN, good night.
This is the Continental Television Network. The following is a paid political announcement.